Kimetsu no Yaiba has such a wide cast of characters that I would love to talk about. From Tanjiro to Muzan, there's a character for everyone. I wanted to cover these personalities, so I came up with my own top 10. I've really been enjoying this series as well, to the point where I even picked up the manga, and I will be including manga characters and plot points in this video. So of course, spoiler warning for those who aren't caught up. And with that being said, let's jump into the list. Kyojuro Rengoku, aka the Flame Pillar. This guy, out of all the pillars we meet in episode 22, seems to be the most energetic of them. Even when he is saying he is against following Nezuko to travel of Tanjiro, he still has this big smile across his face. He also seems shocked when it is revealed that Tanjiro has come across Muzan before and managed to live after the encounter. One of my favorite parts of Rengoku has to be his design though. He has this bright two-tone hair that goes along with this fire-inspired design that really brings out who he is together neatly. I'm definitely excited to see him in action, and luckily, we will get to do so pretty soon, since the Demon Slayer movie will focus a lot on him in the Demon Train arc. I won't do a lot of spoiling about this arc simply because so many people are hyped for the movie, but I will say that it's going to be a hell of a ride. A train ride. Get it? Whatever. I just can't wait to see the movie. Now, I have to say, there are a lot of sympathetic villains so far in this series, but Rui has to take the cake. Rui, aka Lower Moon 5. This is a character we should hate, but we don't in the end. We just feel sorry for him. Rui as a human had a weak body and was very sick. Eventually Muzan came to him and offered him a type of salvation by making him a demon. However, with the demonic blood, Rui began to eat humans. It's basically the story of a boy who was very sick and gave everything to become healthy. It's almost like Muzan and Rui are the what if something went wrong versions of Tamiyo and Yushido. Anyways, Rui had heard a story in his life of a father giving his life to protect his children, and this sparked a need in him to have an idealized family. He wanted a loving mother, a protective father, a strong older brother, the whole 9 yards. As a demon, he would recruit others into his spider family and essentially promise their safety so long as they played the role he wanted. Rui definitely had a very twisted mind and a very warped sense of what love was. But at the end of the day, he was a sick and lonely kid who wanted to be healthy and have a family. He went about it in the wrong way, but I definitely still feel for him. And his parents seemed to agree, because at the end of his demonic life, they joined him in a hug and followed him into the flames of hell. Next is going to be the Insect Pillar. We meet her in episode 15 when they are still on the mountain and she immediately stands out. Even though she doesn't have insane strength like other pillars, she uses her incredible speed and intelligence to take down demons, because she isn't able to cut off the heads of demons that she comes across. Shinobu instead coats the blade with her sword with wisteria poison and stabs or slices that demon multiple times to give them a much more brutal death. On top of her speedy combat style, Shinobu has this very unique feeling about her. Like Rengoku, she's always smiling. However, every scene she is in just makes this immense sadness about it. I've never seen a character convey this fake happiness so well before, but it was something I really appreciated. She seems surprised when Tanjiro picks up on this fact, pointing out that fact despite smiling, she smells like she is mad, not happy. Without going into too many major spoilers, Shinobu is monumentally important in taking down one of the upper moons later in the story, and the way she does it is truly beautiful. Hell, it's probably in my top 5 moments in the entire series if I'm being honest. I'm gonna cheat a little bit here, but it's my list, so I'll do what I want. Next up, we have Nezuko and Tanjiro together. I want to put them together because I think their characters work on a pretty symbiotic level. The story isn't so much about Tanjiro growing as it is about them being together and overcoming everything in their paths. That being said, each character has a lot to offer. Tanjiro is so dedicated and warm-hearted that he is genuinely amazing to watch, to the point when you see him getting stronger and learning new techniques, like the Dance of the Fire God or his later manga abilities. You feel so proud of him. It's like your little brother just got an A on a test or scored a goal playing soccer. He's just such a good boy. And Nezuko is goddamn precious. But more than that, as the story goes on, you see her grow stronger in some ways and using her demon blood art in a connection of Tanjiro's abilities. Giyu Tomioka is the first person we meet from the Demon Corp. He is the water pillar and the first to really accept the relationship between Tanjiro and Nezuko. He is the first to have faith that Nezuko could be saved and even sent them to his master. He even goes as far to say if Nezuko ever hurt or killed a human, he would take his own life. Every time we see the water pillar on screen, he is completely calm, slowly taking in everything before he acts every time. And when he does act, it's totally dominating. He walks up to both the Spider Father and Rui after our protagonists have just been pushed to the absolute limits, and takes them out with a single slice each. And it was amplified by the calm use of the 11th form that Giyu used to take off Rui's head. We even got to see Giyu's own special form of water breathing, form number 11, Null. On top of all of that, Giyu is voiced by Johnny Young Bosch, and he is an amazing voice actor who voiced Zora from Black Clover and Ichigo from Bleach, 2 animes that I've already talked about, so check out those videos. Zenitsu, the lightning crybaby of the bunch. Don't get me wrong, I like Zenitsu as a character, but boy does he cry. He started to grow on me more after I started reading the manga. That being said, from here on there will likely be heavy spoilers. Zenitsu's big feature is that he can only use one form of lightning breath, and only successfully when he is asleep. He was being trained at the same time as a boy named Kaigaku. When Kaigaku wasn't named heir, this pissed off Kaigaku, who felt he was stronger, leading him to turn to Muzan, who turned him into a demon. Their master, who Zenitsu called Grandpa, was so upset by this that he killed himself over the betrayal. This caused a lot of pain for Zenitsu, and when he came up against Kaigaku, we really see him start to get angry. Kaigaku is showing off and blasting one insanely strong attack after another. Then Zenitsu has this icy look on his face as he unleashes his own personal form of lightning style. It was insanely badass, and this moment alone launched him into being one of my favorites. The evil mastermind and the reason why Nezuko is a demon. This man was a sick noble who was offered an experimental treatment which turned him into a demon. With this newfound power, he was able to do everything he wanted to, but at a price. He could no longer go out into the sunlight because he would die if he did. Now Muzan hunts for a cure to this weakness so he can conquer the sun, and he finds one in Nezuko. Every demon in this series, including Nezuko, has been turned due to Muzan giving them his blood. The more blood he gives, the stronger the demon will become. He also seems to be able to mentally connect with most demons, seeing what they are. We see this when he slaughters the lower moon for being cowards and weak. Well, other than Enmu. He also has this ability to shapeshift, turning into different people, including Waifu Muzan, Child Muzan, and King of Pop Muzan. Especially in recent chapters, Muzan is even more terrifying and powerful than we had thought, and I'm so excited to see where his story goes. Of all the demons we've seen so far in the manga, none has been more terrifying than Kokushibo. Being able to take on 3 of the strongest pillars in Genya all at the same time while showing how scary a demon slayer turned demon can be. He really seemed like an unstoppable force. I'm sure Muzan will be stronger, but Kokushibo just really stood out to me. On top of that, being related to the Mist Pillar and the Breath of the Sun user put him in this very unique spot between the demon slayers and the demons. I think the moment that made me really afraid of this dude was when he tanked a full force hit from 3 pillars at once and he was pushed back. Then the dust clears and he basically says, "Damn, I really like that shirt," and is totally unfazed by it, just to make his sword grow longer and show he wasn't even being serious. And then this backstory where we see some incredibly heartbreaking stuff. Man, I really love this character, and out of everyone on the list, I'm looking forward to seeing him in the anime most of all. So there's a demon I love above Kokushibo, and that is Akaza. We haven't seen him yet in the anime, but he will be in the movie for sure. But I don't want to say too much about the ending of the movie. His backstory as a villain really makes his whole life a huge tragedy with moments of happiness that are just stolen from him. Akaza is given a true motivation for why he became what he has, and with the manga dedicating almost 3 chapters to his backstory, it really is done well. You find out why he is crazy for so much power, why he won't eat women, and how he is led down the path of becoming a demon. All through good intentions and trying his best. Not to mention the actual fights that Akaza is in are actually fantastic. Taking on Tanjiro and a pillar at the same time, and not even really losing, despite that made him out to be the strongest demon we'd actually seen up to that point. When it comes to demons, I think Akaza is likely my favorite that this series has to offer. A lot of people are calling Inosuke best boy, and I have to agree. Inosuke is such a great and unique character, often acting more animal than human. He seems to want to be the alpha of a group of 3 young demon slayers, but honestly, he might be the weakest of the 3. That being said, of all the slayers, I think Inosuke has my favorite backstory. His mother was eaten by an upper moon. However, before her death, she tossed her son in a river. Somehow Inosuke survived and was raised by boars. I'm not questioning this fact all too much since he does act like a boar. He is always itching for a fight to see who is the strongest, and is extremely proud, not thinking at all of the power differences that may come out between him and someone he is fighting. His breath style is Breath of the Beast, which he developed himself living in the mountains. Something that's pretty impressive when you consider that and Breath of the Moon are the only 2 forms not created by the Sun user. This allows him to do some unique attacks and savage attacks that really stand out. I think so much of the show is very heavy and serious. However, Inosuke offers some great comic relief while also allowing for some fantastic backstory as well. He's just such a pleasure to watch that he easily became my favorite character in the series. Now, I want to know down below, who else is going to join me in rewatching of the English dub? It seems like they have a very solid cast of the main characters, and I'm excited to rewatch the whole anime again. I also want to know what you guys think of them doing the functional recovered train arc in a movie. Is this a good idea or a bad one? Who would be in your top 10 Demon Slayer character list as well? Leave that in the comment section below and let's get a conversation going. With that being said though, I'm Mystic Sage and I'm off to watch anime. Maybe I'll give Shield Hero a try finally.